The Pats make a big-time statement on Monday night, dominating the New York Giants. It's a live post-game show. This is Locked On Patriots.
You are Locked On Patriots, your daily New England Patriots podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's happening? I am your host, Nick Cattles, born and raised in New England. I've been covering the Pats for the past 16 years. Also the co-host of the Greg Bedard Patriots podcast with Nick Cattles and a sports radio veteran. Welcome to Locked On Patriots, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, now the #1 sports podcast network in this country. Your team every day. On tonight's live postgame, we'll tell you how Josh McDaniels came up with the perfect plan to start this football game. Also, Drake Maye is 100% the leader in the MVP race after his performance tonight. But first, whatever Mike Vrabel said this week to the guys, it obviously worked. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. In this business, you make predictions. You just make predictions, and you hope that most of your predictions are correct. Well, my prediction about this football game could not have been more wrong. I thought this was going to be a tough game. I thought this was going to be a tight game. I had the Patriots winning, but I had them winning 23-20, and I thought the Giants would pose a number of challenges for the Patriots. Really, none of that happened tonight. The Patriots dominated this game, and they absolutely beat down and pushed around for most of the night the Giants, winning this game 33-15, making it look easy in the process. And I'm happy when I'm wrong, when it means the Patriots win. I'm happy when I'm wrong, when it means the Patriots dominate and show the football world that they are a legitimate #1 seed right now in the AFC at 11-2 after winning their 10th straight game. Let's talk about the start of this game. 30-7 right out of the gates, shot out of a cannon. And I want everybody to appreciate this, because I don't want to lose the context. I don't want to lose what this team was looking at before this game tonight. When you look at the Patriots, this was their 13th straight game. They have not had a bye yet. Fortunately, they're going to have their bye this week, and I'm sure they can't wait to relax for a few days. But this was their 13th straight game. They're coming off a game against Cincinnati in Cincinnati last weekend where I thought it was maybe their most iffy, sketchy game since the Steelers' loss at Foxborough when they turned the ball over 5 freaking times. They did not look great against Cincy. They looked tired. They looked somewhat worn down. And then you look at the offensive line. You lose your starting left tackle to IR. Now, hopefully, Will Campbell's back by the playoffs. Looks like he's going to be. You lose your starting left guard, Jared Wilson, for at least this week, maybe the next few weeks. You lost Milton Williams before the Cincinnati game, and we saw how that impacted the run defense and the defense overall. And then tonight we find out that Kyrie's Tonga is not going to play. So you are missing the entire left side of your offensive line. You are missing 2 of your top 3 interior defensive linemen. Harold Landry went on record this week saying how banged up he is. He can't wait to get to the bye. He absolutely needs time off. He's out there battling. In what you saw, with all of that happening around this team, and many people, including myself, believing this was going to be a tight, tough game going against the Giants pass rush that can absolutely attack you all night long and make life miserable for the quarterback. This team goes out there and they look the way they looked to start this game in all 3 phases: offensively, defensively, special teams, which we'll get into in just a minute or so. And what you're witnessing is a Mike Vrabel football team that has completely, utterly, unequivocally bought in. They bought into their coach. They've bought into the culture. They've bought into playing for each other. They've bought into facing all these challenges. They don't care about obstacles. They see obstacles. They can't wait to get past those obstacles. They can't wait to prove everybody wrong that they are one of the best football teams in the NFL this year. And I'm sure they've heard about the schedule. I'm sure they've heard about their DVOA. I'm sure they've heard about all of this talk. Are the Patriots really good? Who have they really beat? Are they actually a number one seed? Yeah, we know that they're the number one seed, but do they actually really deserve to be the number one? I'm sure they've heard some of this. And I'm sure they heard some people say, man, Cincinnati last weekend, they did not look that good. They got ran over by that offense. Was not a great game by Drake Maye. I'm sure they heard all the questions all week long. And they went out there and they looked like a team that was motivated to prove a point. I thought the Patriots played angry tonight. I don't know what the Giants did to Christian Ellis or a member of Christian Ellis's family, but that dude was running around tanking people in the first half. That hit on Jackson Dart was unbelievable. He leveled Jackson Dart. He sent him into another dimension. And poor Gunnar Olszewski, hopefully he's okay after that hit from Christian Ellis tonight on the kickoff return, which ended up being a fumble. But that really was what the Patriots looked like in this first half. They were flying around the field. They were swarming to the football. They were unbelievably physical. They were, as Terrell Williams, hopefully he continues to do well in his treatment, as Terrell Williams and Mike Vrabel have said from the very beginning of this season, we want to be violent. What you saw tonight, especially in that first half, was a violent defense led by Christian Ellis. And they were finishing in all three phases. They were finishing with their runs on offense. They were finishing with their tackling, again, swarming aggressively to the football on defense. They were finishing their tackles on kick coverage and punt coverage. They were finishing their blocks on punt returns and kick returns. This was the perfect Mike Vrabel half of football to start this game. The first 30 minutes, Mike Vrabel wants to hang this puppy up in the Louvre. That's how good it was. Everything that Mike Vrabel wants this team to personify, they personified in that butt whooping of a first half. I mean, that is the fastest start they've had. And man, oh man, did they come out ready to play tonight. And that is a direct line to the head coach and this coaching staff. And then the special teams, the opening kickoff return. You get a great little kickoff return to start the game by Terrell Jennings, who left the game with a head injury. Hopefully he was okay. Obviously, you get the bye week. Then you have Marcus Jones doing Marcus Jones things with his punt return for a touchdown. Mike Reese posted from ESPN Research. Marcus Jones' third career punt return TD. He now has 75 career punt returns, which qualifies him for the official NFL record book. His career punt return average was 13.6 entering the game tonight, which was already the highest average in NFL history. Marcus Jones, literally with a minimum of 75 career punt returns, is the best punt returner in NFL history. Mark Daniels posted, Marcus Jones becomes the fourth player in Patriots history to return 2 punts for touchdowns, joining Troy Brown, Irving Fryer, and Mike Haynes. Marcus Jones is 100% an all-pro, hands down, no question. And he had 2 or 3 other good returns tonight. I don't know why the Giants kept punting the football to him, but they kept punting the football to Marcus Jones. Your special teams was on point. The return game on point. The coverage on point. Yeah, Andy Borregales missed a kick, 45 yards, whatever it was. He hasn't missed a kick in forever. I can live with 1 missed field goal. Right back on the horse later in the game. And meanwhile, the Giants' special teams was an atrocity. The Giants' special teams was an embarrassment. My goodness. Their kicker kicked the ground on an attempted field goal. I have never seen it. I'm sure you have never seen it. He kicked the ground. Unbelievable. They had the fumble on the kickoff return. The Giants were an absolute disaster on special teams. And the Patriots were the opposite. Shout out to Jeremy Springer, who had his guys ready to play tonight. I mean, that was almost, again, a perfect first half when this team absolutely needed it. Would they have dead legs trying to run through the tape to get to their bye? Would they look worn down and weary? Would they let the injuries affect them? You know, Mike Vrabel was, when he was in Tennessee, all sorts of injuries, and he always got the most out of his team, even when they were damaged by injury, when his team was a MASH unit. And here you are, 11-2, heading into the bye, the number 1 seed in the AFC. Do a few things for me. Like as you watch. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up on YouTube. It helps us with the algorithm. Don't forget to throw a comment in. I only see 4 or 5 comments. We need more comments. The Patriots are 11-2, number 1 seed in the AFC heading into their bye week. I want to know how you feel about that. I'm feeling outstanding. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to subscribe as we march towards 8,000 subs on this channel. Thanks for all of your support. All right, here's even better news. The Patriots have Drake Maye as quarterback. It's even better news. And Drake Maye continues to eviscerate the NFL. We'll get to that and more next as we continue. This is Locked On Patriots, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. NFL Sundays move fast. One big play and suddenly everything feels different. That's what makes live betting with FanDuel so exciting. You're not just watching the game, you're reacting to it in real time. And with FanDuel, you can place bets as the action unfolds. Every drive, every momentum swing, every highlight moment. Live betting is best when the game starts to shift. A receiver gets hot, a defense tightens up, or the momentum flips after a turnover. And FanDuel, well, it lets you jump into the moment. Live spreads and money lines adjust instantly. Player props update as guys heat up. You can bet next touchdown scores, drive results, totals, and more. It keeps you locked into every single solitary snap, every drive, every possibility. So if you want to be right in the middle of the action this season, visit FanDuel.com. Again, that is FanDuel.com, and place your NFL live bets all season long. FanDuel, the game moves fast, and so can you. Thank you for making Locked On Patriots your first listen of the day. Thank you for making Locked On the number 1 sports podcast network in this country. And thanks to all of you watching live right now on YouTube, this post-game show on a Monday night heading towards a Tuesday morning. Your Patriots are 11-2. They are the number 1 seed in the AFC as they walk into the bye. Nobody can do anything about that, at least for the next several days. And you also have a quarterback who, once again, goes out there and makes a statement and says, I am the MVP of this league in 2025. We'll get to Drake Maye in a minute. But first, I asked for some comments. I got them. Josh Fontaine, 8546. The boys were buzzing tonight, flying around on defense, hard hitting all around, incredible. Left points off the board too. Yeah, man, they did leave some points on the board. I'll talk about that a little bit later. Falling Rafters, LFGGGG, a few G's there. And let's also see some nice words here from Lloyd Scrolls 4842. Best live stream on YouTube. I don't know if you are a friend, a family member. Not sure if you're related, but I appreciate the kind words calling me the GOAT. William Sprague says he loves me. Appreciate you. Love your support as well. Thank you so much. And Jeffrey Glenn says, it's truly been amazing. I'm so grateful. Let's talk about Drake Maye, because all of us should be grateful for Drake Maye. During this Thanksgiving weekend, hopefully you all enjoyed yourself. And hopefully as you were sitting there saying, I'm thankful for this, I'm thankful for that, you said, I'm thankful that Drake Maye is the quarterback of the New England Patriots. Drake Maye was spectacular in that first half. Completely in command. Cool in the pocket, as poised as he's ever been, extending plays, not one but 2 absolute dimes for touchdowns. The Kayshon Boutte throw, that's a dime. I know it's a 3-yard touchdown reception, but that is a fade route right over the defender with the perfect amount of touch. That is a dime from Drake Maye. And then you get to the Kyle Williams touchdown throw. We've said it all year long. Drake Maye is the best deep ball passer in the NFL. He is the most accurate deep ball passer in the NFL. And you saw it again on that Kyle Williams touchdown. That thing was a work of art. That throw was brilliant. I mean, even the little plays, right? The Hunter Henry chunk play on the sail route where Maye is climbing up into the pocket and he does this like subtle pump fake to Travion Henderson, who's out there for a check down. He does this little subtle pump fake to Henderson, knowing that's going to open up Hunter Henry down deep on that sail route. And he throws a perfect ball to Hunter Henry. It's a big-time chunk play. Even little things like that. Drake Maye was unreal in the first half. 16 for 20, 208 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I don't think he made a bad decision. I'll have to watch the film tomorrow morning, as I always do, and get into my deeper dive review of this game on the next episode. But watching this game live in real time, I did not think Drake Maye made many, if any, mistakes in that first half. Literally. I mean, did he take that quote-unquote sack in the first half? So maybe he made that kind of awkward decision, but he was unbelievable. No picks, 2 touchdowns. His passer rating was 143.3. He's got a new left tackle, a new left guard, couldn't care less. And you know what I loved? You know what I loved about tonight's game? That Kyle Williams touchdown. Let me tell you how much that means for Kyle Williams. And let me tell you how much that means for Drake Maye. Kyle Williams and Drake Maye, they have not always been on the same page. I have not given up on Kyle Williams. I have tweeted about this numerous times over the past few weeks. Do not give up on Kyle Williams. He is getting open on film. When you watch the All-22, he's open. He's not open every play because nobody's open every play, but he gets open often, and it hasn't found him. And when Drake Maye has thrown the ball to Kyle Williams, he runs a bad route or something happens. And I know fans got a little frustrated with Kyle Williams, but you've got to stand by him because he can get open. He's got that speed. And that Kyle Williams release at the line of scrimmage, he absolutely dusted. He blew away the corner on that touchdown right off the line of scrimmage. Corner had no chance. He beat him right away. And then he's got that separation speed to get downfield. So it was a great release from Kyle Williams. It was a great tracking of the football while it was in the air by Kyle Williams. Sometimes you see guys struggle with that. It was a fantastic catch to finish that touchdown by Kyle Williams. I said it just a few moments ago. It was also an unbelievable throw from the quarterback. Drake Maye could not have dropped that in the bucket any better than he did. I mean, Troy Aikman was drooling. He was drooling down his chin watching that replay. But here's the most important part of that Kyle Williams touchdown. It's the trust. Because again, Kyle Williams and Drake Maye, they have not always connected. There's been some miscommunication. There's been, what was he running? Why was he running it? That's a 3rd and 8. It's a 3rd and 8, and Drake Maye did not give up on Kyle Williams. He was willing to make that throw downfield on a 3rd and 8, have to have it tight play. He trusted his receiver. And the fact that Kyle Williams ran that route, tracked the ball the way he did, and came down with that catch means so much. So much for both of those guys, but especially Williams, because if you want to win trust, if you want to win that trust from your quarterback, you make a play like Kyle Williams made play tonight. It's as simple as that. And I know, one good chunk play catch against Cincy, the one big touchdown catch against Tampa, the one big touchdown catch tonight. Kyle Williams is not catching 7-8 footballs. He's not getting that type of opportunity given Stephon Diggs and, Kayshon Boutte being back and Hunter Henry and the ball being spread around, which I'll get to. But Kyle Williams is making plays. He's making plays. He's showing up, and he's showing those flashes. I thought Drake Maye was perfect handling the end of the half. By the way, that touchdown to Kyle Williams, Mike Reese got this from ESPN Research. That was Maye's 11th touchdown of the season against the Blitz. That ties Tom Brady from 2016 for most in a season by a Patriots quarterback. And he still has 4 more games left. He outran Abdul Carter for a 9-yard gain to pick up a first down on a scramble. Just unreal talent, and handled the end of the half beautifully. I mean, just marched down the field in 45, 50 seconds. Gets him in field goal range, finishes off that drive with a field goal as the clock expires. He spread it around. At the half, the Patriots had 8 different receivers who caught a football. 6 of those 8 receivers had multiple catches. You want to talk about spreading the ball around? And I know Chlorine Gear 4203 said maybe Drake's most impressive stat, 3 or more receptions by 7 different receivers. The only one with less was Kyle Williams, and that was a touchdown pass and catch. So he was spreading the ball around. The old, who's your favorite receiver? The open receiver, literally. Travion Henderson, I'll dump it down. Ramondre Stevenson, I'll find you on that play that ends up being a chunk play down the sidelines because the Giants blow the coverage. Hunter Henry, I'll go to you on a big third down late in the fourth quarter. Kayshon Boutte, here's a touchdown. Kyle Williams, here's a touchdown. Mac Hollins, here's a couple of throws to you. Stephon Diggs, we're going to go for it on fourth down again. Who am I going to throw to? Stephon Diggs, first down. We'll just convert that. It's just unbelievable, man. He's 23 years old. He is above and beyond anything that I think any of us expected this early on in his career. It's unbelievable. Lloyd jumps in, wants to hear about the O-line. Orange 5971 wants to hear about the O-line. The O-line was good, but I also think the O-line was helped an awful lot by somebody by the name of Josh McDaniels. McDaniels had a really good night. Talk about that, and we'll have some more final thoughts on the Patriots' 10th straight win. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe. We are rolling along. McDaniels and more thoughts next as we continue with today's episode of Locked On Patriots, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. The holidays are officially here, which means gift hunting season is on. And if you want something meaningful, personal, and guaranteed to get a reaction, Aura Frames is the gift that delivers every time. It's not just something you wrap. It's a way to share memories. Aura isn't your average picture frame. You can preload the frame with photos before gifting it, so when someone plugs it in, the memories, they're already there. No apps to figure out, no setup headaches, just instant smiles. And you can add a personalized message right inside the frame so the gift feels thoughtful the moment it's open. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling carver mat frames, named #1 by Wirecutter, by using promo code LOCKEDON at checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code LOCKEDON. This deal is exclusive to listeners, and frames sell out fast, so order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. All right, so the offensive line in real time, watching it, and I always have to go back and rewatch the game, look at the all-22, the end zone views and all that stuff to get a really, really good feel for how the offensive line actually performed. I've been, gotten in trouble before saying, the offensive line did a really good job here and there, and then I watch the film and I go, oop, maybe not as good as I thought. Maybe I went a little too far. So I don't want to go too far, but in real time watching this game, I would agree with many of you and say that the offensive line, given the circumstances, given the challenge that they faced tonight with that pass rush that we talked about in the preview show, I thought the offensive line, again, in real time, did a good job tonight. Did a good job. I don't think anybody was humiliated. I don't think anybody was embarrassed. But I will say, I also thought a lot of that had to do with Josh McDaniels and Drake Maye. I talked about this on the preview show. I expected the Patriots to play a lot of the quick game tonight, throwing the football, and that's precisely what they did. I mean, Drake Maye was getting rid of the football very quickly, especially in the first half. I mean, he was getting rid of the football very quickly. He knew where to go with it, and that's a Josh McDaniels, Drake Maye operation. And so, the pass rush is not going to get to you if you're getting rid of the football within 2.5 seconds. And I thought there was a lot of quick game called to make sure that they combat that pass rush with the quick get off that we talked about and the very quick time to pressure. So get the ball out, move the chains. I loved it. I thought Josh McDaniels came in with a very good game plan against that pass rush. I also thought the Patriots in the first half, they ran the ball very well. And you could argue they should have run the football more in the first half. But of course, Drake Maye was too busy burning down Gillette Stadium on an absolute heater. So you can't get too mad when your quarterback has a passer rating of 143.3, 16 for 20, 200 plus passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and no picks. You can't really complain much about what you're doing offensively, at least in between the 20. But the Pats' run game was good in the first half. Ramondre Stevenson, he only had 6 carries, but he averaged 6 yards a carry. Travion Henderson, he only had 4 carries in the first half, but he averaged 5.8 yards a carry. Now, the second half really hurt Ramondre Stevenson's rushing averages. He had 12 carries for 40 yards. The Giants looked like they were expecting the Patriots to run, to use a little bit of clock, to not put Drake Maye in harm's way in that second half with the big lead. And they were just coming downhill in that third quarter, and they were crushing Ramondre Stevenson. He didn't have much of a chance. He didn't have much running room. I would not blame Ramondre Stevenson. He finished the night with 12 carries and 40 yards. I would say, late in this game, late in the fourth quarter, when you needed to, soak some clock, your defense got the Giants off the field. They came up with a big stop that they absolutely needed. But I thought, you wanted to run some clock in this game, and you gave it to Travion Henderson. And I thought Travion Henderson was tremendous late in this game. And I talked about it during the preview show, and I talked about it last week. Travion Henderson has not necessarily done a great job running inside the tackles. He pretty much just runs straight. If there's a hole there, he can take it to the house. If there's a crease, he can find it if it's kind of like right in front of him. Sometimes he still runs into some of his offensive linemen. He has not been great running inside. I thought on the final drive that was meaningful for the Patriots in this game, I thought Travion Henderson did some of his best inside running this season, and I would argue it was his best job of running the football inside in this game tonight, late in the fourth quarter. And he ends up with 11 carries, 67 yards, over 6 yards a carry. He had a long of 26 on the ground. So you saw a little bit of that run game. I thought first half, late in the game. Third quarter, I wanted the Patriots to come out and try to dominate and set the tone and run the ball down the throat of the Giants. But again, I thought the Giants were ready for that. And they knew the Patriots did not want to, put Drake Maye in any kind of worrisome position starting the second half up 30-7. So it looked like they geared up to stop the run, and they were able to stop the run. But then once the Patriots, it was, it got to 30-15, 2-possession game, and Jackson Dart is walking down the sidelines telling his guys 2 possessions. Patriots went out there and said, okay, we're going to run the football, and Travion Henderson ran it down the Giants' throat and made the game pretty much over from that point. Patriots running backs in the pass game, Ramondre Stevenson had that big play I mentioned earlier. He finishes with 3 catches and 40 yards. Travion Henderson finishes with 3 catches and 19 yards. I still want Travion Henderson to be a bigger part of this passing game, and I think they will eventually get there, but I still want to see that. The defense continues to be really good on third down. The Giants were 4 for 10 on third down on meaningful drives. I think they finished 4 of 11. They did. So they finished 4 of 11 on third down. They finished 0 for 3 on fourth down. So combined on third and fourth down, and we told you in the preview show that the Giants actually had the 11th best third down offense in the NFL entering tonight. They were just on the outside of the top 10 when it came to third down offense. Patriots shut them down on third down. 4 for 11 on the night. And that has been a continued theme for this Patriots defense. Patriots only had 3 penalties. Showed fantastic discipline for most of the night. You had the Jalen Hawkins helmet to helmet. You had the hold on Ben Brown. But it was quiet from a penalty standpoint. Now, if we want to have nitpicks, we're New England, right? We got to have a couple of nitpicks. Red zone offense continues to be bad. They cannot finish drives when they get inside the 10. It's frustrating. In the red zone again tonight, the Patriots, again tonight, they were 1 for 5 in the red zone. They've got to start scoring touchdowns. They play better teams. They play better quarterbacks. If you're not finishing drives, you're going to be in trouble. So they have to figure that out during the bye week. 1 for 5 is not going to do it, especially what happened last week against the Bengals. You thought they'd come out and have a better night in the red zone. Didn't happen. The Giants' red zone defense is not good, and they still could not find the end zone for most of the night. You had the Kayshon Boutte touchdown. Other than that, nothing. I also thought the run defense wasn't great in the second half, but I'm not going to overreact to that because given the score, I don't think the Patriots were worried about the Giants running. They said, hey, run the ball, soak the clock, and we'll just win this game. And that's precisely what the Patriots did. They won the football game. Just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Dominant. 33-15 Monday Night Football. Patriots improved to 11-2. They are the number 1 seed in the AFC, and they have absolutely earned and now deserve this bye week. Get in the hot tub, go out, have a couple drinks, go do whatever you got to do. Don't get in trouble, but do whatever you got to do because you deserve it. 11-2. I had this team, I had their ceiling as 11 wins. They're at 11 wins at the bye. Just a tremendous job by Mike Vrabel. Drake Maye right now is the MVP of this league. All right, that wraps up this edition of Locked On Patriots. Thank you for making us your first listen and for being an everydayer. Reach out to me on Twitter at NickCRadio. Don't forget to throw a comment in on the YouTube channel. Hit that like button and subscribe. And for your second listen, get a double dose of the Locked On NFL podcast with Tyler the Madman Rowland and Tony Wiggins. Find Locked On NFL on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. Have a fantastic day tomorrow. Soak in this win. And thank you for all of your support, liking, commenting, subscribing, all the kind words you shared in the comments tonight. Can't say enough about all of you. I appreciate you. Until next time, Locked On Patriots, man, oh man, the number 1 seed in the AFC. I'm going to keep saying it because I can't believe it. See you next time.